So the vertex is going to be found by h, k. So if you notice here, h is negative. So when we find the vertex, we change that sign to positive. And the k is going to keep the sign. So here's positive k, we get positive k. So the first one is opposite. The second one stays as it is. So here my h is going to be opposite of what's in here. So instead of -3, we get 3. And then my k is this outside number, which is -4. Step 3, axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is your h. So we write it as x equals 3. Then we want the y-intercept. So for the y-intercept, we let x equals 0 and solve for y. So here's my equation. So I'm going to let y or x be 0. So 0 minus 3 is -3. Squared minus 4, -3 squared is 9. Minus 4, so we get 5. So my y-intercept is y equals 5. And we can write it as 0, 5. Okay, and then the last one, number 5, is the x-intercept. So for this one, we let y equals 0 and solve for x. So here I can add 4 on both sides. And I can take the square root. The square root and the 2 become a 1. Square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. So we add 3 on both sides. So one answer would be 3 plus 2 is equal to x, and the other is 3 minus 2 is equal to x. So this answer here will be x is equal to 5, and this one is x is equal to 1. Once we have this information, we can plot it. So x is equal to 1 is right here. 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. Your y-intercept is 0, 5. Your vertex is 3, -4. Okay, so then we can sketch the graph. Okay, the axis of symmetry, again, is this line that cuts the parabola in half. So here we have 1, 2, 3 spaces this way. So 1, 2, 3 would be where your other point is. So they are symmetrical. Step 3, or example 3, graph f of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Determine the domain and the range. And actually on this one, it also asks for the domain and the range. So the domain is all the x values that we're using. Since we have these arrows, that means that the graph will keep going on forever, which means that we'll be using all these x values because the graph extends this way and this way. Now the range, the lowest y value is this one here, which is at -4. And then we start using all these y values. So from -4 to infinity.